Farscape Engineers Inspector Summary Video. Here we are in Patterson. This is one of those Farscapes that has a very unique situation to it. Does not pass the inspection. It has structural issues, it has painting issues, and it has a major pigeon poo issue. So before I start talking about, I see that this has always been a constant problem here. We got a net here that actually obstructs us from the ability to get out during a fire escape emergency. So this net can be raised, and if they have a pigeon problem here, I understand, but there's another solution needs to come for this that basically stops this from happening. So before anybody can even work on this fire escape, this has to be power washed, and there's specialized companies that come out and do this. They have to wash all this, power wash all this, and this is hazardous, biohazard. So before you allow anybody to do this, there's so much disease with pigeon poo that this has to be washed first, and then a vendor can either paint it or work on it, but it must be, because there's too much pigeon poo. This is a huge amount of pigeon poo, huge. Unsafe for me to even walk down. And if I walk down this thing and I walk back into this building, I'm going to contaminate the carpets and contaminate the floor. So a pigeon solution must be arranged. I know that they're working on it, but there must be something else that must be done so that they don't keep roosting over here. Because it looks like the pigeons roost in this net, and they've been pooing every day for, my God, 6 months, a year, more. So it's a very bad situation here. So with that being said, we have a pre-existing non-conforming structure here, so we have to ask the city if this is still acceptable and grandfathered in. So that's not my call, that's the city's call. If there was a change of use in this building, this used to be a residential building, and it's now used commercially for office space and children and such. So we have to make sure that this is pre-existing non-conforming, and that the cities will accept it in the as-is condition. With that being the case, I'm looking for other evidence of strength. I'm trying to either certify this fire escape as is and ready for a load test, or I need to provide other evidence of strength to avoid the load test. And then the third option is we can spot repair the fire escape and then perform a load test. The last option is if the city allows any repairs to be done, and then they will accept an opinion letter with disclaimers of liability back to the owners. So with that being the case, I'm looking for evidence of repairs on this fire escape. I have original square head bolts on the fire escape, okay, throughout. I have undersized platform support. So if you look at this support here going down, that's like a 5/8 round bar welded to a little bracket. And this bracket, I bet it's already leaning out, is not through bolted into the building. And the way to verify that, we'd have to open up the wall on the inside here. But just, that is not standard. The minimum that we get on support structures is 2x2 angle, and here we have 1.5" angle using a 5/8 round, and it's all welded. So the support structure here and on the other side is incorrect. The support structure at the base of the staircase is incorrect, but then when you get to the end by the ladder, it's monstrous. It's 3x3. It's beyond what it needs. So that has to be beefed up. So this platform, that lower platform, needs to be sistered and beefed up because it's undersized. Cables look like their original cables. Those need to be swapped out or load tested because they look brownish from here. Looks like they've got rust on them. So a lot of times, instead of testing them, it's just cheaper to replace those. The pulleys and the wheels, make sure those are greased accordingly. The ladder must be weighted properly to drop 2 to 3 feet per second and hit the ground. We need to put a chain lock on that so that nobody can pull that down from below and break into the building. But it's single action, requiring no special knowledge from above. Change all the bolts on all the treads to avoid the load test, or if the bolts are in good order, we can perform a load test. Again, this will have to be verified with the city official. And you see all the original square head bolts. Again, and then when you go into the wall, it looks like somebody did some siding and that's not properly tied back into the building. And as you can see, when you look down, this thing is pitching out very tight to the building next to us, very tight. Probably 3 feet the most that we have here to play with. The roof lines almost intersect with each other, so it's typical building pre-existing non-conforming structure. So we'll have to share some of this information with a city official and to see how he wants to proceed with the examination. Again, the building has had a change of use, and so that will affect some of the requirements on a fire escape. Maybe the railings have to go up to 42 inches. There's a few things. They may not allow a ladder as the final point. They may want a staircase at the end. So these will all be discussed. The city official will decide whether or not this is a non-conforming pre-existing structure and he's going to grandfather it as is, and will either perform some repairs that will end in an opinion with a disclaimer, or repairs that end in a low test, or refurbish the entire structure and avoid the low test. Those are all to be discussed with the city official. Any questions, Fire Escape Engineers? Inspector Summary Radio. This is Inspector Cisco. If you have any questions, 866-649-0333. 866-649-0333.